welcome, everybody, to this would be episode 6. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. That's six. Episode 6 of the Illinois podcast. Welcome, everybody. I'm here with Neha. I'm Joe, of course. Neha, how are you doing today, babe?
Doing great. How are you, Joe?
I am doing better because I'm with you. Let's be honest. Overpunted my coverage, everybody. Overpunted. But we did spend a little time this past weekend, a couple days ago. We were watching the All-Star Game weekend festivities. I know, first night with the rookie All-Star Game with Wemby. I know you'll be in the regular game next year. Wemby, you'll be there. Don't worry. And the celebrity game.
He was the number 1 pick.
Yeah, and he's been since LeBron. Seriously, been the best number 1 pick. No doubt about it. Crushing it. Doing stuff that Shaq did and no one else ever. Think about that. Wemby's pretty good. But we started really kind of paying attention a little bit on Saturday because we did end up wanting to watch some other things.
Like the skills, which was kind of funny.
Funny.
They had the number 1 picks against the All-Star team. Against the Pacers, since it was hosted by...
three on each.
Hosted by Indianapolis.
Yep.
And then, just like the Pacers one, they did. The number 1 picks can't do,
They couldn't do anything.
Skills.
They couldn't do
I
anything.
don't know. How much can we believe
But Wemby was crushing it, though?
Yeah.
Wemby was crushing it,
right?
But the rest,
I don't know.
They didn't do anything.
Anyways.
But it was not good. It was not good.
Sunday was pretty awesome with the 3.
Well, no, still on Saturday.
The dunking contest?
The dunk contest was the last thing. We'll just talk about it now. Not a fan anymore. This is how old I am. I grew up when Michael Jeffrey Jordan was basically, primarily going against Dominique Wilkins, and it was the most exciting thing every year to watch. That was it. Second most exciting thing was watching Larry Bird crush everybody in the 3-point contest. But with dunk contest, it was Mike, it was Dominique, it was amazing. I remember one year when Spud Webb 5'6" and won it and stuff. It was great then. But this year, and for the last few years, quite frankly, it's kind of just lost its allure. So we did watch that too. But
is it because they can't do it?
It's because every dunk's been done. I mean, you think about you have the basketball, and you and I could never really think about this because, we're not dunking. We're dunking. We are dunking.
Or
a donut and a coffee, or cookies and some coffee.
Cookies and milk.
Cookies and milk. Yes. Oreos, double stuff. Nice. Anyways, but we're not dunking. But so that was that. The 3-point contest, though, was pretty cool. Was pretty exciting. There was some really Trae Young did really nice, and it was won by Dame Dow. He said, "What time is it? It's Dame time." Dame Dow. So Damian Lillard won that 3-point contest, and that was cool. That was exciting. He won it at the end too. And we were like, "Hey, this is cool." And I think it was after it, But
well, what I think is the coolest is that Sabrina, who was going up against Steph, she got 26, which is the same as what Dame got.
Exactly. Nice.
And I mean, that's just she was. I mean, she usually is going woman's style, woman's court, woman's ball, but she was playing with the man's ball, the man's court.
Yep.
She had no problems.
Yep. No.
And holler out to Caitlin.
Holla.
Caitlin, what's her last name?
Clark. Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
Is
she in Iowa?
Yep.
Yeah, man. She's beasting it out.
Yeah, she is.
She
just became the all-time leading scorer in college basketball. She's beasting it out. Yeah, she's definitely beasting out. For sure.
Yeah, I mean,
but give all props
to these women. I mean, they're stepping up. I mean,
and seeing so
happen more and more.
Absolutely, and it should, and
has been. It has been. It's not that this is the first time.
Well, in a major competition, but really quick before we go where I know you're going to go and I'm with you, but before we go there, Steph beat her by 3 points. and Steph is the best 3-point shooter ever. Well, and he was playing with the men's ball and the men's line, which is, the NBA, competition. You would expect that. And she is used to a smaller ball. She is used to like shorter distance. And he beat her by only 3. That's it. And by the way, she would have tied any other guy there that was there to like do the 3-point. So I mean, how did you?
Well, tied only one guy.
Yeah.
Every other like 3 other guys had 24. I think. I'm not sure the exact number, but
I know Trey had 24 for sure.
Yeah, like only.
How did that make you feel as a woman to watch her like represent like? Because I think it.
I mean, huge. Wow! Like I mean, since I was young, I've always watched women's sports, the Olympics, the Chicago. I don't know what the women's...
Sky is the basketball team. Chicago Sky.
Yeah, or
Chicago the women's... They had Candace Parker.
I have always watched figure skating, gymnastics.
Oh, nice.
All the U.S. women's team, and just internationally, I think women excelling in sports is incredible. Yes. I myself
agreed.
I played rugby in college. I did intramural soccer. I sometimes played basketball here and there.
What was your position in rugby? Wasn't it a hooker?
It was, because I was small, nice. So I was able to get the ball with my foot.
Nice.
So, but then, I played softball, and, you too, you played a lot of sports growing up. It's, you're more prone to it to be more consistent. Yeah. I was more just sporadic, but
for sure.
I still, rollerblade and.
But it must have been so amazing to watch a woman totally hang with not just a guy, but like the greatest at what they were like. It would be like back in the day if you were like, okay, why don't you battle Michael Jordan in dunking? Like you're battling Steph Curry, who still to this point is the greatest shooter that ever existed, and you barely lose. And one of the things I enjoyed so much, right, babe? And I want to hear from you, but I so enjoyed how like loving like Steph was throughout the whole, and how loving Sabrina was too. Like how it was like 2 competitors against each other. And then it was like on equal footing and everything else, right? Because Sabrina's badass. Like, watch any WNBA highlights. Like, she can shoot from anywhere. Like, she's a badass. But it does remind me that it wasn't always that way. It wasn't. And I know I was talking about this earlier, but, back in the day, retired tennis player Bobby Riggs, right, played against the best player at the time, and maybe the best ever. She very well could have a GOAT next to her name, Billie Jean King. And at that time, it wasn't that way. And he was, during the match, he was trying to be, verbally demeaning, and it was just like a negative environment. And it was kind of some for show, but it was it wasn't like 2 equals doing something. It was like, I'm better than you because I'm a man. All the dumb shit, right, from back in the day. But this year with Sabrina and Steph, it was like, no, it's me and you. Let's go. Like, you're a badass. I'm a badass. Let's do this. And I'm glad we got to watch it. Like it was, the only other thing that happened this weekend was a Sunday night where I really wish we didn't even pay attention to, because it was the game and it doesn't need anything. So, it was a waste of our time. But what else has happened just now is spring training is getting ready to get, be in full flow. Like pitchers and catchers reporting, like the baseball players are getting ready to go there. And, what I love is that you and I love 2 teams, but they don't have an issue with one another, So like, it's totally cool that you love the team.
Yeah, I think last year, didn't we go to a White Sox game.
We did.
Like, we went to like 3 White Sox games.
We went to a Cardinals game too, though, not too long ago.
And we went to St. Louis the first time together.
I've never been.
Cardinals.
Loved it.
It was fantastic.
Yes.
They played the Yankees.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh.
It was great.
We had so much fun.
Beautiful stadium. And you've been there. You've been there many times, right?
It, yeah.
You've been there many times.
Yeah.
What was the first time there? What was the first time you were there?
It was actually when I was young. And then I went again as like a teenager.
What's the first time you remember being there? Like your most vivid memory?
It was before they rebuilt it.
Okay.
If you my dad's workplace in Central Illinois, like they would give their employees tickets, and so we would go as a family.
Oh, nice.
So I went there with my mom, dad, and brother.
Nice.
We went.
Nice. Okay.
So it was kind of like how your family would go to see the Cubs or White Sox.
Well, one more than the other, but yes, for sure.
So we drove out to St. Louis from Central Illinois.
How long did that take you to get out there? Like 2.5 hours? It takes
about 2 hours.
About 2 hours.
Yeah, okay. And like we would go to Missouri, to St. Louis area, and like the caves out in Missouri a lot. Yeah. In vacation.
Been out there,
and go to the Six Flags over there.
Okay.
And we would go out there a lot growing up.
I bet probably more to St. Louis than Chicago, right?
It was equal.
You had a lot more family in Chicago.
We would travel a lot.
But you had a lot more family in Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we didn't have any family in St. Louis. We would just go because it was closer.
Yeah.
And when we were young, we would vacation a lot.
Okay. Nice. So any other thoughts about the Cardinals? I know they're your team. I know spring training just started.
Actually, like at that time when we would go to St. Louis when I was young.
Yep.
So it wasn't until I was 25 that I became a Cardinals fan.
Well, okay. So what happened at 20? What happened at 25?
So actually,
wait, what were you before 25?
Actually, initially when I was 25, I was a Cubs fan.
Oh wow, you were a Cubs fan.
And then I That's how Cubs fans are. I converted.
That's how Cubs fans are. It's really easy. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to these Cardinals games. I'm like, oh, these guys are winning, and these guys are going like, wow, they're going in the playoffs. They're winning the.
But no one guided you there. You just got there yourself, or.
I had some people I was hanging out with that, and
they were kind of like, "Hey, check this out," and you're like, "Okay, let me check that out," and you're like, "Okay, this isn't too bad."
Yeah, so I got into the Cardinals, but
favorite Cardinals player. Is it Mott? Is it applesauce? Is it applesauce?
I like Adam Wainwright, and
Wainwright was.
I like Waka.
Waka.
I like the pitchers.
Waka. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Carpenter.
Their pitchers were pretty awesome.
They were. Chris Carpenter
at that time.
They were good, and they were led by Tony La Russa, right? Wasn't that Tony?
Yeah.
Tony's team.
Yeah, I mean they had an all-star team: Albert Pujols, Yadier Molina.
Yeah, they were all-stars. Who else though? I don't know.
I mean,
David Freese. No all-star. No all-star.
No, but the pitchers were known as the Young Guns.
Oh, the Young Guns. Yeah, and they had Michael. What was his last name?
Waka.
Yeah, we were on Michael Waka. Yeah, but that's so you just like, and I get it. Like you're in your 20s and you're just like, okay, I've been following this team my whole life, the Cubs, and they haven't won anything. I mean, at that time they hadn't won anything. Like right, like they won in 2016. So this is like way before 2000. Not way. I don't want to be like way, but this is before 2016, right? And you're like, I'm good. And then you start liking this other team, and they just keep winning. And you're like,
they're like winners. They'd won already like 10.
And honestly, if I may, before I tell you about why spring training is cool for me, is that only one team in baseball has won more championships than the Cardinals. Only one, and that's the Yankees. So your team that 25, you're like, hey, I'm cooler. And if you look at my life, you can realize 25 was like a year ago. But like only the Yankees. That's it. So you literally
and I'm like, okay, so the Yankees are way over there,
like way up,
and
way over there.
The Cardinals are like right here,
right here, hey.
And they're the second best.
Yeah,
and
Best national team.
I should just root for them.
You did, and not bad. So it's been a good run for you. Like, when you think about our lives, and you've seen like multiple World Series as a Cardinals fan. Multiple. Like 2, 3?
Well, not while I've been a fan. As a fan, I've seen one. But then as like a previous Cubs fan, like just after they won, the Cardinals won their like 10th or 11th World Series, like
then you became a fan.
The Cubs like just like got really good, and they won their like second World Series after 100 years, and that was kind of fun. And then he calls me a bandwagon fan, but I'm just. Oh,
you went with the Cubs that year? In 2016, you became a Cubs fan?
Well, a lot of Cardinals fans were rooting for the Cubs. They're like,
no, they weren't. The Cardinals and the Cubs are like the Packers and the Bears. No Bears fan has ever rooted for the Packers, so don't tell me that any Cardinals were rooting for the Cubs, because that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
No. You Southern Illinoisans that knew you were still like part of Chicago because that was, the town in your state. Like, I get that, but nobody in St. Louis that was like a Cardinals fan was like, come on, Cubbies. Like, that was not happening. That was not. I know you did that, but you have like a history with Chicago.
Were you rooting for the Cubs?
I was, but I was thinking about my Grandpa Roy.
See?
Thinking about my Grandma Tilly.
I was thinking
about my mom.
I was thinking about my
Thinking about going there when I was a kid.
I was thinking about my dad and my brother.
Right on.
And then my friends who all live in Wrigleyville.
All right. I'm fishing. I'm pulling back. Pulling back what I said. Pulling back, So, okay, I get that. Okay, if you're doing that because of them.
All my friends and family who immigrated.
Right.
And
now you're making me feel bad about that, but you jump right back to the Cardinals as soon as Cubs don't win. So, whatever. But
they're like going to. I don't know if they'd ever go against each other in the World Series.
I don't know either. Well, I will tell you really quick. Since we spent.
But I know one time this guy, he was a douche to me over going to a Cubs Cardinals game.
Right.
And I'm like, that's lame.
All right. Yeah. Well, hey. Glad you shared. But really quick, we were talking about spring training. Spring training means a lot to me too, because again, my team's the White Sox, and 2005 happened, and it was amazing. It wasn't just amazing, actually. But I mean, again, I remember playing catch with my dad. God rest his soul. He passed away when I was 18, but I remember playing catch with him when I was like 6, the side of my house, and thinking about like when spring training starting, and then baseball's gonna end and everything, and then playing myself, and those are all vivid. So when I know that like spring training just started,
my dad would play catch with us too.
Yeah, but you guys were like using a little Nerf ball, like, here you go. Don't want to turn.
No, we got a softball too when we joined the softball team.
Right to the forehead.
My brother I was in Little League for quite a few years.
Nice.
A couple of years ago, we met the Little League coach and like his son who was in the same grade as my brother.
Nice.
He's like, "Where's Michael?"
Did you? Oh, yeah. I bet you wanted to know where he was. But if you have goats, hide them, because that's where Mail might be like it. But anyways.
But if you have Tom Brady,
don't let Mayhole be around Tom Brady, because he loves goats, right? Like, and you don't know what'll happen. You don't. No, but I love you, Mayhole. I do, brother. But we, you and I had the opportunity to go, go check out a movie, and I think we would both agree that it wasn't bad. you know what I mean? It was a story. Biography.
It was a loving story.
But it was about Bob Marley. Yeah, and his love with Rita, his wife.
Mm-hmm.
But
and
also
love for humanity.
Yes, and his
desire for peace.
Yeah, and unity, and I mean,
nonviolence.
Like Bob Marley was a great guy, so like we're not sharing anything that you don't know or Wikipedia will tell you. But the movie itself. So let's say you get 5 stars, like up to 5 stars to rank. Like you get like you don't get how many?
I give it maybe like 4.6.
4.6. That's
because hilarious. I mean I wouldn't give like I'd give it like a strong like A.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
Yeah. 4.6 out of 5 is like a 92%. Like, that's a strong A. Yeah.
I mean, but you know, it just wasn't like over the top, like hitting every note.
No. It was really good though.
Yeah.
It was really good. Yeah.
I loved it.
I
loved that.
And obviously the soundtrack was great. You know, I mean,
it was Bob Marley.
It was Bob Marley, right?
It was so spiritual.
You know, a song that they were playing throughout the movie, and this is all I'll tell you. It's not going to ruin anything. It's okay. But a song they were playing throughout the movie is what I wish I could rewind to the last episode and choose something different. Because 3 Little Birds is amazing. I know I said that was my favorite Bob Marley song, but they kept going back to the song that I love so much. And they kept going back to...
I think you have 2 songs. You told me... I think this one you're going to say, but then you told me a different one.
Okay, so you're giving me nothing. Okay, but you're probably right. But I still only have one that I'm thinking of. You're probably right, though. I'm probably thinking about something else, too. But, I mean, no, I was also thinking Exodus. Exodus, movement of your people. Yeah. I was thinking Exodus for sure. But that's not what my favorite Marley song, it's prevalent in the movie, and that's all I'll say, is Redemption Song. And... for all of you, and I shared this with you the other day.
Yeah, you have 2 favorites.
There's a line in Redemption Song that has carried me through 20 years of knowing this line. And the line goes, emancipate yourself from inner slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Now, where I want to go with that for a second, is
compare it to the Taylor Swift line.
No, I would never do that ever. No.
From New Romantics.
No. It's not.
I'm just kidding.
There's a lot of maybe Marley lyrics or what we could maybe or whatever, but no. But hey, love you, JJ, but no. But that what I think that line really.
JJ.
I said JJ.
Okay.
What that line, JJ, you know, hey JJ, you hear me? You know there's a JJ watching this right now. What up, JJ? Hey, what's up, JJ? We love you, brother. Anyways, that line, I think, if we transpose it into what we support, I think it really, none but ourselves can free our minds, is really what we would believe, because I studied it in my undergraduate studies, and we both believe strongly in it. But I think it's about mental health, and it's about helping yourself get help. None but ourselves can free our minds, right? Because we're all like cloudy, and it's all like, oh, but like we have tools, right? We have like tools to help us and to be beneficial and stuff. So. I don't know. I always thought about that with that. But so you give that a 4.6 out of 5, right? Is that what you gave it?
Yeah. I mean, I could be like 4.5.
Or
okay.
4.75. Okay.
I just don't want to be that.
So. Oh, there's ranges. I like there's range. So it could be, it's 4.6, but it could be 4.75, or it could be 4.5, or it could be something else.
Anyways,
I would agree. Anyway, I would agree.
What would you rate it?
Well, thank you for asking. Mm-hmm. That was nice. Hey, she's a nice girl. I think I'll marry her. Oh, I did. I would give it a 4.87.
4.8.
Of course, yeah. Well, I don't know what other. Yes, 4.87. It was amazing. There's flaws, but the tone The message, the music, of course, obviously the music. The love that Bob had for Rita, Sister Rita, as everybody would call her, Queen Rita, what Bob, knew her as. The love he had for the music, like he really wanted to like say something, and the love he had for like the crowd, for like, like the people he was like singing to, like he felt their energy, like, and they would be like, oh, and he'd be like, ah, and just an amazing dude. Amazing movie. I would say, and I know you won't go there, but we saw 2 other movies basically about people. I know you think, they were different, but they were about people. We saw Rocket Man about Elton John. And we saw...
Well, about musicians.
About Elton John. And we saw Bohemian Rhapsody basically about Freddie Mercury. So of those 3, do you have a ranking? If you would just rank them, and it's okay, like, obviously I think Bohemian Rhapsody would be first for both of us because we've watched it 1,000 times,
I digested a little, and even though it's so fresh, but just because I think it was so spiritual, I'm giving One Love the top rank.
Oh, number 1!
And then,
wow!
I think even though I haven't seen the Rocket Man again.
Yeah, no, you've seen it a couple times.
Okay, but I'm giving Rocket Man 2 and then Bohemian Rhapsody
3. You're giving Bohemian Rhapsody 3. I don't even know you. I don't even know you. Really.
There was just so many open doors in Bohemian Rhapsody that weren't like filled.
Oh, that's very well said. I think there were in Rocket Man for sure, and I think there were in One Love too, by the way. So I wouldn't go that order, but
I felt
3.
I felt there's just more richness than One Love.
Okay, I mean, I would probably go Bohemian Rhapsody, One Love, Rocket Man. That's what I would do. Order movies, like how good they, but just me. Obviously not you, since you went my 1 is your 3. So, but me.
But I might have to see them all again and then reassess.
Yeah, but we've seen Bohemian Rhapsody. You don't even need to see that anymore. Like we've seen that a lot, So your view, like you dropping them to 3 after us seeing them 8 times, like that's surprising. But
I want to see Rocket Man again.
But I respect it too. I respect it. But One Love, we give one big. Can we give him a clap? Can we give him a clap? It was a good movie. Like I would recommend go there. You can go to the is that whatever theater we got?
AMC.
You can go there. You buy something for $23 a month. You can see 3 movies a week. It's crazy. It's this whole hidden thing that's happening that you're probably not aware of because they're trying to bring people into the theater and they're doing these crazy promotions. You do that. But we went and we saw One Love and we both loved it. We know you will love it. Not once. Actually, once, actually. You'll have one love for it. You won't have 2 of them. You'll have one, right? You'll have one love for it for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't go to the movies that often.
We will now.
We did.
We will now. We did before COVID. And then we kind of got freaked out.
And so we like got into this, promotion thing where we're going to just see more movies.
Yep.
And some of the previews kind of drew us into there's going to be a movie about Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
I'm excited about. And then we're trying to go and see this Martin Scorsese film.
Yeah. What's it called?
Leonardo.
What's it called?
Something about the river.
Not There's Something About Mary, but ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate every moment you guys came with us. What's the movie called? Something Moon?
Something like
Some
that.
Moon. Later on. Hey, don't moon anyone.